Thank you for doing that. So what we're going to do today, this is our first live and virtual session. And what I want you to take just a moment, find an elbow buddy. You might need, what's your name in the back there?
Christian.
Christian? So, and what's your name?
Carlos.
Carlos? Okay, maybe you guys can get together. Paige, why don't you join a group? Share with your buddies, you guys are natural fit right there, what your favorite number is and why. It can be any number. For example, my favorite number is 7. And I think that's because, one, I was born on the 7th of the month. So, hey, that's a pretty good day, right? And I love 7th grade. I don't know. It's a lucky number. So if you are online, what I would like you to do, you have a chat box at the bottom of your screen. Click on the chat box and share with the group by typing in what is your favorite number and why is that your favorite number. And there's no right or wrong, but go ahead and take just a moment, talk to each other, those of you here live and in person. Introduce yourself, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. All right, so Shaylin just said 29 was her favorite. Share with each other what your favorite number is.
Mine is probably 13. So same.
All right.
I was born on the 13th.
Divine likes the number 4. Kai likes 8. That's also Kai's birthday. Millie enjoys 4 just because. And so you guys know online, we can see everything you're chatting. So thank you. Ooh, 13. You know, Friday the 13th is always a good day for me.
13th is
Some people think that Friday the 13th is superstitious and a bad day, but all things good happen to me on Friday the 13th.
I know, like my parents, they actually believe in that. And
Yeah.
once I have a friend who, this was a long time ago though.
Mm-hmm.
It was to like going down to California for his birthday, and like I was invited, but I couldn't go because my parents were like, no, it'll be Friday the 13th, and who knows, you might actually break your leg while you're at there or something.
Oh, all right. So when we are together, here's what everybody needs to do, and it doesn't matter where you are, in person or virtually. You need to have your math notebook and a pencil. So we take notes in math. There's vocabulary. We use words differently than other subjects. One of the keys to understanding math is understanding what the vocab is. You guys need to sign in. So if you're online, I've got a record of who you are. I'll have a little sign-in sheet. I want you to be willing to participate with each other. We're all on this journey together, okay? There's no judgment, right or wrong. We're here to help each other, okay? If you're online, I have to be able to see you. If I can't see you, or if you take a frozen screenshot, not that anyone's ever done that before, and keeps that frozen image up, no credit, all right? So be authentic. I appreciate that. And you must have your video camera. And also logging in, please use your real name. Tree grasshopper is not a real name. So people do this. Teachers cannot make this stuff up. I kid you not. So please use your real names. All right, so today we are talking about conversions. That is lesson 1.04. Some of you have done it, some of you haven't. Some of you excelled, some struggled. Who can think of an area of study where you will use, conversions?
Science.
Ooh, I just heard science. All right, anyone else? Where else do you use conversions? I heard science. Go ahead, those of you online, type in your answer. Where do you use conversions? Where else? Possibly engineering. Go ahead and type it online. Somebody, math, but why? Get specific, Jonathan. I like details. Okay, so conversion, Ariella has asked, what is a conversion? What do you guys call a conversion? What is that? Yeah. Excellent. So your name is? Bella. So Bella said that in math, it's converting from one unit to another. For example, converting from inches to feet. Or if we're cooking, converting from cups to pints. Oh, I like that. So we have some ideas here about cooking and chemistry. Jonathan says 1 foot's equal to 12 inches. Awesome. So that is when we use conversions. Now, okay, let me get to the right graph. So what we're going to talk about today is after completing this lesson, you will be able to convert between units of measurement. That is the goal. That's our purpose. If you're not able to do this at the end of the lesson, you need to be letting me know because you must. All right? So that is your goal. So please write that down in your notebook.
I didn't bring mine.
You didn't bring.
I don't have a backpack to bring everything. So I thought some of my computers
There you go.
need.
There, go ahead and use that. Okay? So I will be able to convert units of measurement. And I can tell you in freshman science, you will be using this a lot. So it's kind of cool when you can use something from another class and it'll help you elsewhere. All right? And I will get to know all of your names. Okay, so Millie, you got it down? Thumbs up? Have you written that down? Harrison? Harrison, is there any chance that you could get a light on you? Right now you're like this dark shadow. You're like the shadow guy. See if there's a desk lamp, or maybe you can just turn around and face the window or something. That would be cool. All right. Okay, so first question. Can you guys see this okay? Yeah? So the first question that we need to ask ourselves is, how do we know what unit of measurement to use? So the lesson talks about measuring, I don't know, let's say measuring the height of a tree. Measuring the height of a tree. We'll say a tall tree, like one of those big, tall Douglas firs that's outside. What would be a reasonable unit of measurement to use if you're measuring a nice, tall tree? Yeah.
Meters?
Meters. Why meters?
Because it's like, big. It's like a big measurement. Maybe yards.
Yeah, meters, yards. So, what's your name?
Colin.
Colin. You're Colin and you are?
Jacob.
Jacob. All right, so a suggestion we had was using meters or yards because they're larger units of measurement. Would we want to use, James, go ahead and have a seat right there. Would we want to use centimeters? Why or why not? If you're online, I want to see, I like feet. So Jonathan, you'll be able to go back because I'm recording this lesson and you can go back and find the objective. So, what did I just say?
We were talking about the Douglas ferns. And
right, but I just asked another question. What was it, Paige? Yeah, so why wouldn't you use centimeters to record the height of a tree? Okay, so Kai says centimeters are too short. Anyone else online? I expect to see you guys typing in here. Fast, 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 fast. Everyone needs to type. Meters are easier. Good. Anyone else?
Then you have to convert centimeters into a larger
Yeah,
unit of measurement.
yeah, yeah. James, saw your hand.
The centimeters are too small.
They are too small.
Take too long.
Well, we could do it because we're pretty smart people. But you're right. When you're using a little itty bitty measurement, that, you know, we can have an idea. If we say that a tree is 100 yards tall or 60 meters, that gives us an idea. If we were to convert that, I'm making up numbers. These are not accurate. The tree was 3,219 centimeters. And you go, what does that even mean? Because it doesn't make sense. So a good rule of thumb when you are choosing your correct measurements, and I know the lesson talks about this and the assignment talks about this. A real basic rule of thumb is if you're measuring something small, you need to be using a small unit. Okay? So if you're measuring a spice to go into a recipe, you're not going to measure that in cups or in liters. You're going to measure that in ounces or grams, small amounts. Likewise, if you're measuring something big, you need to be using big units. I know that seems obvious, but sometimes we have to state the obvious because the lesson will ask you which units to use. And there's a lovely chart somewhere in the lesson, slide 2 or 3, that gives you measurements. So it helps you to figure that out. All right, so in the chat box, and those of you in here, so in the chat box, I want you to answer this question. What unit of measurement would you use for an elephant, ounces or pounds? Go ahead and talk to your elbow buddies and justify your answer.
An elephant's like, you can also use tons. Tons like
All right, I'm seeing lots of pounds.
elephants are
I heard a new word up here. I don't know how well you guys can hear some of the classroom discussion, but the guys up front here, can I show you? Anyway, there they are. They also suggested another unit of measurement is tons. So tons is a great example that is, elephants are huge. A ton is a lot of poundage, 2,200 pounds, something like that. So tons would be a great example. All right, very nice. So this is just a copy of conversion information. So this is directly from your lesson. Again, I think it's on slide 3. So this is, and it's also on the recap. So each lesson has a recap page, usually the last slide. So tools like this that you will use, and you'll use this stuff on some of your tests. Go ahead and make sure you've got a copy of it. All right, so we're going to, one more time, which units would you use to measure the weight of a sandwich? Meters, kilograms, grams, or hours? Go ahead and put that. I'm just trying to get you to go, huh? It worked. Okay, so you can throw that answer out, right?
Probably grams.
All right, so online I see a grams. Anybody else? Are there other answers that would be reasonable? Oh, ounces. Destiny chose ounces. Ounces would make sense. Gram would make a sense. A kilogram is how many grams? Anyone remember? It's 1,000. It's 1,000. That's a whole lot of grams. So sandwiches are going to be small units, and definitely not a meter, because a meter measures length, right? Okay. So how do we convert between units? So we've got a problem here, and Daniel wants to create a banner for his construction business. And he wants to hang it at the house he just built. Now, he's going to use a single sign that is 42 inches wide by 10 yards long. So like this and like this. So the sign shop charges based on square feet. How many square feet does Daniel need to buy? So, how do we get started on a problem like this? What do you notice about the problem that might be important? Yeah.
Well, the measurements given for the sign is not in the measurements the shop uses.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Where's my PowerPoint? There we go. Okay, so text. So one problem is we're using different units, right? So when you're converting, you have to be going to the same place. So we have feet, we have yards. The store sells by square footage. So that's the direction we have to go to. Square footage. Okay. What else? What else do we need to know?
How many yards are in a foot?
Say that again and louder.
How many yards are in a foot?
So how many yards per foot?
How many feet are in a yard?
How many feet are in a yard? Okay, or feet per yard. Okay, my little annotation thing is blocking. Need to see the chat. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. All right, so we need to be converting to the right unit. Now, okay, those of you online, are you seeing the screen, my presentation or not right now? So? Is it low? Ariella, what are you seeing? Go ahead and tell me.
Oh, I'm seeing like a light screen. It's very faded and I can't see it that well.
Okay, so you're not seeing the PowerPoint. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Thank you. Okay. So when you guys see stuff like that, please, please, please let me know so that if you're not able to see, call it out, all right? Because you don't need to sit there and look at a blank screen, right? That's not going to help you. Okay. Okay. Now you can, all right. Thanks, you guys got to let me know. I failed at mind reading. Okay. So when we are converting, we're going to break this apart. Can you guys see okay now? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Is that better? Alexa, you okay? Can you see? Divine, can you see? I'll take that as a yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to take one part of the measurement. We're going to break this problem apart. And I'm going to work on converting 42 inches to feet. So how do I do that? Well, I start by writing down my initial number, 42 inches. And then because I'm converting to feet, I know that 1 foot has 12 inches in it. 1 foot has 12 inches. So I'm going to be multiplying these guys together. Now, when we multiply together, the inches cancel each other out. That's why they're crossed out and they're in red. So we get rid of the unit that we don't want anymore. And this is how we safely and mathematically do that. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Then we go ahead and we do multiply. 42 times 1 divided by 12 works out to 3.5 feet. Questions about that particular process?
I did it all in my mind before you even brought this screen up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, questions from the Netherlands?
I have a question.
Yes.
Isn't it supposed to be feet squared?
Ooh, good. Well, is it?
Well,
Are these feet squared?
No.
No,
But the shop takes feet squared.
you're jumping ahead. Because there's a way we have to get to squared. So Colin was asking about square feet. And shouldn't this answer 3.5 feet be 3.5 feet squared, which is important when we're working with geometry. But squared indicates we're talking about area because we're taking a foot times a foot. Right now, we're simply changing into feet. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So now I want you guys to try it. So the other part that we have, we've got that long 10 yards, and we need to convert those to feet. On your paper or on screen, right here, I want you to work that out. I want you to convert 10 yards to feet because we have to use the same unit. We need to be using feet. Feel free to ask your buddies for help. Those of you online, go ahead and work the problem out, and then what I want you to do is to type it out. Okay, that's nice, Jonathan. Okay, good. So we just had a question, how many feet are in a yard? And Shayla said there's 3 feet in a yard. Ayla said that too. I'm seeing some nice math there. How many yards? How many feet do we have? Goodness, I switched the words. Say, Miss Narrator, don't do it. 30. So if I were to type it out, I know that I have 10 yards times I'm not even setting this up right, am I? This gets crazy trying to. Okay. Set that up backwards, didn't I? 1 yard. Thank you. No, I wrote the numbers wrong, sorry. In every yard, there's 3 feet. So this unit right here, it cancels out. Yards cancels out. Voila. And you all figured out correctly that there are 30 feet. Let me And we need a pretty color. How about blue? All right. So now let's go back to the original question, which is how many So Daniel wants to figure out how many square feet does he need. Okay, so that's the question. How many square feet does Daniel need to buy?
This is 33.5 feet, right? When we just add them together.
So the question, so how do we find square feet, the area, Paige?
Oh yeah.
So you-
Good, James,
I was going to say 105.
excellent. So square feet means that we are taking, remember when we're finding the area, it's length times width. So in this case, it's going to be 3.5 feet times 30 feet is equal to all right, go ahead. So Alexis, once you've multiplied those together, go ahead and write down what you have, okay? You guys are so on top of it. Okay, I'm seeing lots of 105s. Is that, okay, I'm sorry, you told me, I'll get your names. You in the back. What's your name again? Christian, yes. What is right or not right about 105? Stand up. Go ahead, stand up. So you can see. That's all. I just want you to be able to see. So what is right or not right about this number? 105. Okay. You want to scoot closer so you can see? No?
Maybe like zoom in a little bit, just a little bit more.
I'm trying to make the screen a little bigger for the guys in the back. Okay. With the online piece, it's not letting me zoom in. Can you see that a little better? I just moved it up more. Is that helpful? So? I'm sorry. Honestly, it says 105. Okay. Any ideas? What is right about 105? And what is not right about 105? So Ariella says, doesn't it have to have square feet added to it? I heard that up here too. What's your name? I'm sorry. Stephanie. What do you think about square feet? That's kind of what I'm asking. So do we have to have square feet? Why or why not? So Jonathan, you wrote 105 squared. That means 105 times 105. Wow, that's huge. That's totally huge. Okay, Paige. So why do we have to have with the little 2? Yes, so Destiny is saying that we have to square the feet, and we do that because we're taking, when I want to annotate. So we're taking 3.5 times 30 Each of those have feet, right? When you're dealing with spaces, you have to include the measurement. That's my times, that's ugly. So 3.5 times 30 is 105. And I still took a foot times a foot. So because we use exponents, we get feet squared. So that indicates also that we're talking about the space. So Daniel has to buy 105 square feet when he is purchasing the proper amount of material for his lesson. Okay? So 105 feet squared. Okay, let me stop the annotation mouse. Okay. All right. So now we have a student runs 100 meters in 11 seconds. What is the speed of the student in miles? Given the formula, oops. Given the formula, the speed is equal to distance divided by time. Distance divided by time. Can you guys see that? I'll take that as a yes. Go ahead and work this out, please. Oops, sorry. Okay, Shaylin says she can't see the document. Is that the same for all of you guys? Online? Can you see the document? Yes or no? No, yes. Okay. Destiny now says she can see the document. Divine can see it. Harrison, can you see it? Thumbs up. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you can see the answer.
Oh. Show your work. Thank you. So James, are you working this out? Yeah. Colin, you working it out?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't mind you guys using calculators. I'm okay with that. All right, so don't feel like you need to sneak a calculator.
I usually just use it to check if I have a certain thing right.
I use it a lot because it's easy, especially as you guys are getting into bigger math, older kid math. This is why you're gonna hear me talk about taking notes, is that there's too many steps and you can't keep track in your brain. You know, we're all smart, but it's easy to miss steps. And the other reason why I want you to take notes is if you're having trouble with a concept and you show me your notes, maybe it's just a little mistake you're making and I can give you feedback on that. But if I can't see it, it's really hard for Miss Norander to help you. And I do want to help you. Okay. So Harrison, go ahead and type. How would you start this problem? What do you need to know? Okay, good. So we need to convert meters to miles. Excellent. Yes, we do. Okay. So we have that right there. You know, this is kind of a new process for me, doing this both live and virtual. So Harrison, go ahead and write out how you would convert that. How do you convert meters to miles? Almost. So Harrison wrote 1,609 divided by 100. So we have 100 meters times 1 mile divided by 1609 meters. So these cancel each other out right here. Oops, don't want to get rid of the 1609. Come on, baby. There we go. Cross out. Where did that go? There we go. Okay, so then we are left with text box. 100 divided by 1609, which is equal to what? How many miles? 0.06. So then we divide that. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. It's 100 meters in 11 seconds. So the question was, do we need to convert the time? Why? Why or why not? So we may want it to be in miles per hour. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So go ahead and convert the time into hours, miles per hour. Hey, Ariella, what does ml mean? So I think of that as milliliter. Okay, thanks. I thought that might be what you meant, but when we're dealing with conversions, especially metric to English, you know, the US is the only country in the entire world that uses the English standard. Everybody else converted to metric years and years and years ago. Although the one area that the entire globe agrees on something, which never happens in this world, right? There's always disagreements. The scientific community, if you notice this in your science classes, it is always metric. And that's because you have countries around the world that are doing fantastic research. And that way it's easy to verify and document the research. And it keeps everyone speaking the same language. So, and Ariella, you are close. You're super close.
That was supposed to be like really, really, really small.
Shouldn't be too small.
Say maybe like 6 miles per hour, looks like.
Okay. Oh,
I mean, this is running.
that'd be like just a bit above average. Which is 4.
Okay, so what would we write to convert it from seconds to hours? 11 seconds. So Paige said we'd have to convert that into minutes first. So 1 minute over 60 seconds times 1 hour. And how many minutes are in an hour? 60. Thanks, Destiny. Okay. So we can start crossing out. And I forgot to write minutes here. Minutes cancel out. That's a really small part of an hour, isn't it? Any question about where I'm getting that 120 from? So we're multiplying these all together, and then we're going to,
You multiply 60 times 60.
I did, 60 times 60. Okay, let me try to make it bigger. Thank you. We're close to done, you guys. Oh, come on. Oh, now it's too big. Okay. All right, so now you have 11 divided by 120. Thanks for telling me, Destiny. Why what? Ariella, why what?
Wait, 60 times 60 isn't 120.
You're right.
It's 300, no, it's 3,600.
You're right. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thanks, Ariella. Teachers like compliments too. Okay, so 11 divided by 3,600 is what? How many hours? It's not going to be much.
0.0031.
Did anyone verify that number? Who else got that number? Anyone? So Kai got 0.003. Anyone else? Ayla? Lucas? Anyone else? Jonathan? In the back there, how'd you do?
I'm still working on
Still working it out? Okay. All right, how about you guys up here?
We divided by
11 divided by 3,600.
Yeah, that'd be 0.
divided 11.
No, 11 divided by.
All right. So when we're talking about speed, we're talking about distance divided by time. So we're going to take our distance that we figured out earlier, which is what, 0.06. We're going to divide that by 0.003. What do you get? Hopefully you get the same answer I had written earlier. You know, good lesson in life, be able to laugh at yourself because everyone else does. So it's all good. I laugh at myself all the time. I'm very amusing. Yes.
20 miles per hour.
Yeah, it is about 20 miles per hour. We did a little rounding.
Oh, so we got one. It was like 0.03055555.
Depends on what the question asks. Okay? So,
Oh, so if you're rounding, like you would round the zero after the.
yeah,
the three.
significant digits. So, nice job, Kai. So it is 20. The answer that I had written before was 20.3 miles per hour. So the division sign there means per. Anytime you want to know if you're reading a problem and you're trying to set it up like this, you just read it, you set it up in order. So the first term goes on top, per is the dividing sign, and then hour. Okay, all those little tricks that we don't necessarily clue in on. All right, nice job, Divine. Okay, questions about how to do this? What do you guys think? Yes? No? Thumbs up? Meh. One thumbs up. So-so. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Let's see, Millie, how you doing? So-so? Shay, how you doing? Okay. Ariella? Ariella, how you doing? Thumbs up? Yeah. Thumbs down. So-so. All right. Let me come up with another problem. Let's do one more. Okay, Mr. Lindquist, I'm going to try to say your name. Okay, is that, oh my gosh. X words always give me a hard time. So
Xavier.
Xavier, is that right? Okay, Xavier, thank you. Okay, how are you doing? You're doing good? All right. Destiny, need to see you. Oh, that's right, you were having an issue. So we need to get that fixed, okay? Divine, how are you doing? Good, Lucas? Whoops, Lucas, I scrolled away from you. Lucas, tell me again, please. Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys want to do one more problem? Then we'll call it good. Oh, come on, let me hear some excitement.
What's the exclamation points?
Okay, Harrison says please. Okay, let's do one more. Okay. All right, so is that our exit problem? Hold on.
It's on the calendar.
That's our exit problem. Okay. Hold on. Let me look. Oh. Ha, Jonathan, for you, you're going to do triple. Okay. Okay, I'm going to unshare for a minute, you guys. Just bear with me because I need to pull the problem and it's being challenging. So hold on just a sec. Okay. No. Okay. Bear with me, I'm getting there. You know, sometimes Canvas is slow. And so remember, it's not just slow for you, it's slow for me also. Okay, I don't want to do that. So while we're waiting, this weekend, I went to the beach, Fort Stevens, which is one of my favorites. And if you've ever been there, they have those old batteries around there that some of them were built before the Civil War. So they're super old. And some of them are starting to fall apart, which is kind of sad. And in one area, we noticed all this concrete. So people have been vandalizing and chipping out concrete, which, again, is really sad. These things are over 150 years old. And anyway, what I noticed, we went over to Fort Mishler, which is outside of the formal military museum, and they have started doing repair work. So some of the little rooms, they've started painting, just whitewash, and adding a black border, and they're remaking some of the doors, and it's really cool looking. So instead of just having to visualize how it used to look, because it didn't be this bare concrete back in the day. Anyway, they're doing some work, and I was very happy to see that. Okay, let me make this big enough. Big enough. All right. I think you guys should be able to see that. Uno momento. Not there. Okay. Okay, little Zoom kids, where'd you go? I know you're there somewhere. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. Oh, now I lost them again. Okay, so I need to share my screen. All right, here's our next problem. So while driving in England, a US tourist puts gas in his car and pays 1.28 pounds, that's what that little symbol means in front of it, per liter. So pounds per liter. So pound is the currency in England. The price of gasoline in his US hometown is $4.15 per gallon. Now, suppose the exchange rate is 0.36 pounds for every US dollar. Yes, sir.
That's a 0.63.
What did I say?
37.
Oh, okay, thank you. 0.63 pounds for every dollar. Is gasoline more expensive in England or in the US? Have any of you traveled internationally? Canada? Mexico? Don't go to Mexico right now. No, this is why. That sounds really biased. I don't mean it that way. No, the U.S. Department of somebody or other. Anyway, right now, Mexico is not safe for Americans because, especially along the border and then in some resort areas, so more and more Americans are being kidnapped, they're being murdered. So the U.S. Department of something or other is recommending that that's not a place for Americans to travel at this point in time. Doesn't mean that suggestion won't be lifted. And that's normal. So the passport people, they let you know if there's a hot spot in the world that maybe for certain countries it's not safe. And other countries do that well. It's not just a US thing. All right, so. Jonathan, you are a funny guy. All right, so how do we get started? What do we need to know?
I remember doing like a few of these in the pre-test,
Mm-hmm.
and I almost I already almost forgot how to do it.
Well, then I'm glad we're reviewing. So ultimately, we're trying to figure out, is gasoline more expensive in England or in the US?
So we would convert per year into US dollars, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Shay, how are you going to get started on this? What do you need to know? Okay, ignore those people calling you on your laptop, Mr. Jonathan. It's my time. What do we need to know? Millie, what do you think we need? So go ahead and type it out. What do we need to know to get started? Who can help her out? What do we need to know to get started? Yeah, Ayla says it's easy to get lost in conversion. It absolutely is. That's why we're focusing on this, because it is easy. But the goal is to get this down, and then this will help. This will definitely help you in science. All right, nice job, Harrison. So we need to convert the currencies. And Destiny is here. Ariella. Okay. All right. So how many times? So Shay is suggesting how many times does a pound, 0.63 pound, so it's almost a little more than half a pound, go into a dollar? Or per liter. Okay, so we have one conversion here. We need to figure out, we need to be using the same currency. So since we're trying to compare gasoline, price of gasoline in England to the price of gasoline in America. So one conversion is we need to convert pounds to dollars. We also need to convert liters to gallons. Paige.
But we don't know how many she bought, just says that she paid 1.28 per liter.
Convert
Yeah.
that to gallons. Reduce gallons, and then,
So
well, convert a gallon to liter, and then times it by the pound.
But like, wouldn't it already be
So-
in England?
Hmm?
Since one gallon is three, like 1 gallon is three. Oh, never mind. I thought I was seeing it backwards.
okay.
Take it back.
So we do need, we know, well, so what we need to, I keep pointing to my screen. So we need to convert a gallon, we need to be using gallons. That's what we use here in the United States, right? That's what we know. So we need to convert we need to convert both.
So should we just assume that she buys 1 liter and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes. James.
So they bought 1 0.8541 liters.
Okay, so we're going to convert,
And if you convert how much that costs to American dollars, it's $6.38.
Well, you're doing the actual British pound, but that's different in this equation. I think we're using the same version of the
Well, if it's $4.15.
okay, so I'm seeing lots of numbers. So what are these numbers, you guys? If you could write either the dollar symbol in front of your numbers. Gotcha, Ayla. Or if you're converting to pounds, if you could write pounds, or if you're converting let me know what you're converting. So what do I need to write here? That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you're working on the problem. What do I need to write, you guys? Help your teacher.
Are we converting it into liters? We're converting the gallons into liters.
So you
I would convert. We use gallons. So we're trying to figure out which one, where is gasoline more expensive?
Would you convert liters to gallons?
Yes. Well, tell me how to do that. That's what I'm looking for.
So you do 1 liter times 3.75 over 1 liter. So we want to have gallons on top.
You want to have gallons on top. Nice correction. So we know that 1 liter is equal to 1 gallon divided by 3.75 liters.
3.785.
785. You guys are holding me accountable. That's okay. I like it. I don't mind. Okay? Does everybody see how and why we set it up that way? So we're trying to convert everything into gallons because as people that live in the United States, that's what we're accustomed to. So how many gallons does that end up being? 1 divided by 3.785. Yeah. 0. Can anyone verify that? 0.26 gallons. Okay. Is everyone in agreement? Yes? Yeah? Okay. So now we have to, now we need to convert yeah. Destiny agrees. Jonathan agrees. Uh-huh. All right. Does that make sense, Millie? For real? Okay. All right. Okay, so what do we need to do now? Conversions are tricky. Conversions are tricky. So what do we need to convert now? Ideas? Pounds to dollars? Okay, I see pounds to dollars, currency, dollars. Okay, all right, so we know that we have 1.28 pounds. What can I use for that on here? I'm going to just put a little L for pound because that's the closest symbol I have quickly, is times $1 pound 0.63, right? Everybody okay with that? Are you okay with this conversion? That seems about right. You guys see it? Do you need me to make it bigger? Talk to me.
Is it 0.63?
Yes, I'll make it bigger. Yeah, tell me if you can't see, okay?
That looks like
Okay, so that's equal to, what's 1 point? So these pounds cancel each other out, right? Bam, bam, gone and gone. So what's left? So 1 divided by 0.63. What do we have? Jonathan, or I'm sorry, Kai says 2.03 dollars. Confirmation, I need confirmation. It's 1.28 divided by 0.63.
I got 0.785.
1.28 divided by 0.63.
Yeah,
0.03.
Okay,
1.28 divided by 1.63.
0.63.
Yeah. One. Oh,
Point.
I already added the one.
Point. So we know that each liter, okay, so we have $2.03.
Then we times that by 4, get down. Or 3.7.
Yes. So then we will look at, in England, we have, say that again, Colin.
What? Oh, transfer the 2 times 2.0 by 3.785 to get the gallons, price of gallons.
How about 203 times the 0.26
Oh, yeah.
times 0.26? So this is gallons. So you multiply those together. What is 2.03 times about a quarter of a gallon? How much is that? Do the math. Use a calculator. It's okay. So what we're looking for is the cost per gallon.
52 cents.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I know what I was thinking I'm doing.
Because it's not, but timesing it as a decimal will give a small.
Actually, we should probably divide, right?
Yeah, we want 0.2.
Yeah. Okay, good. The guys here challenged me. We're trying to find out what is the cost per gallon. So it's, we take 203 divided by 0.26. That will tell us our cost per gallon in the UK.
$7.80.
What is it?
$7.80. Right?
780, good. I'm seeing 780 from quite a few of you. Excellent. So in England, the cost is $7.80 per gallon. That's what we're measuring. So we always have to use, yeah, they're super expensive. I was in Belize this summer, and it was more expensive than that because Belize is a country that doesn't have a refinery. They have to import all their gas from Venezuela, and it's expensive. Okay, what is the cost per gallon in the US? $4.15. We don't have to calculate anything. The problem tells us. Oops.
That's a lot.
There we go. All right. So gas is significantly more expensive in England.
Right now, it's actually almost $10 per gallon.
Is it? You know, they have very expensive gas. They really encourage people not to drive, but they also have an incredible, they call it the tube. Their public transportation is pretty phenomenal. So, all righty. I hope that was helpful. So there is an exit problem. This is not posted yet. It will be posted shortly. So your exit problem, and you'll see this in Canvas. You'll see the assignment. It's empty right now in Canvas, but this is the problem that you will answer. You can write it down now, but it will be posted at the end of the video. So I've recorded this session. I will, you can go to the end of the video in order to see it, but go ahead and take the time to write it down now. That might be a little quicker. All righty. So go ahead and write that down. And this is the place, Ms. Norander, where you will stop the video for the folks that aren't here. So for those of you that attended this virtual session, both in person and online, you get 5 bonus points for being here. Whether you're there at home or here in person. I like math in person. That's my, I like that. But what's important is that you attend. So this assignment is worth 15 points and you're earning 5 bonus points for being here and present. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, Jonathan, you can always not answer the question and then you won't earn those points. That's very simple. I'm a real, easy kind of teacher.
Technically, you do have the choice to not answer.
You do have the choice.
It is optional.
I'm not tying your hands down to your computer screen. But thank you for asking. All right. So I had Divine. Let me make sure I captured everybody online. Let me go back up here. So I know it's kind of crazy going back and forth. I say this for all of you guys. So I really do appreciate your patience. I appreciate your participation. Let's see. Destiny, I need to make sure I've got everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lucas. Lucas, I almost missed ya. Ooh, engineering, nice. I've got everybody.
I need to go.
Okay. All righty. So you are free to go. If you need help on anything, I'm here. So I know Paige wanted to talk to me. James? No. That's that you're going to turn that in for the virtual lesson assignment, okay?
Yeah, just go to your calendar. It should be 9/11.
Yeah, but I have to upload it. James, give me a moment to upload it, okay? All right. Okay. It says, okay, I think I've got everybody. Okay, once you have written it down, you are free to go. All right? So thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. Let me know if you need help. I can Zoom meeting with you. You can schedule an appointment. I have office hours tomorrow on Zoom from 10 until 11. That's another good way to reach me, okay? All right. As soon as you're done, go ahead and sign off.
So Jason, you have a chance to come back in the next class.
I don't have a grade. I don't have a grade book. Yes, I'll be right back. Oh, no worries. You're welcome. You're welcome. What was that?
Is the exit problem, is it extra credit or do we just do it and get points for it?
It's one of your assignments.
Oh, okay.
It's a regular assignment. So I don't really do extra credit. Well, I don't do it at all, but it's one of your assignments. I need to upload the video, Divine, so that I can get everything. I upload the video. I recorded this session. I need a few minutes to get that uploaded so that, you know, if you want to go back and look at the lesson, you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yes, this is it's a regular assignment.
Okay, I was just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. Did you get it down? So you're good? Okay, so we'll see you later, okay?